Hello, welcome to the picture presentation on power sharing, civics chapter 1. Children, we know that we are all set for the exams and very few days left, so I'm making this small attempt from my side to help you all in this picture interpretation so that you can identify and do some of the questions related. So this is a map of Belgium, and we can see that most of these regions are colorful. The French speaking people are living in Wallonia region, and the Dutch speaking people are living in Flemish region, southern part, French in the northern part. The capital city is the Brussels in the ratio of 4:1, where 80% and 20% we know. The French and the Dutch speaking people, the German speaking also live in the eastern part of the Belgium, and here we can see the colorful image. We need to know the percentages, we need to know this identification, also we need to know the neighbors. This is the image of Sri Lanka. Official Act of 1956 gave more powers to the native Sinhalese, and we are supposed to study about them here. And that official act has given the Sinhala community to give more importance to their language, Sinhala language, to foster Buddhism and disregard the Tamils. There was no place for them in education, in employment, university positions, and government jobs. So, we can see here also we need to learn these names. The brown region Kandy, Colombo, yes, Trincomalee, Batticaloa, this color, the regions, how it led to civil war also. Now here is the direction board, a name plate which consists of two different languages. Yes, so this photograph here is of a street address in Belgium. We can notice that the names and the directions are in two languages, French and Dutch. That is the greatness of Belgium in accommodating the regions which had some kind of distrust towards one another, so that no one community should feel that their language, their community is disregarded. Here, attempts are made by the government to resolve the concept. In this image, we can see here, observe the administrative unit, and this is the European Parliament in Brussels, Belgium. Having set itself as an example to the rest of the world in resolving and accommodating its people and making the problem simplified, and setting itself as a benchmark for others. So, the Brussels was chosen as the headquarters for European Union summit. Look at this image now. This is the German engineering here. Here we are not talking about the model of the engine or something. What we need to observe is the two steerings which are given here. And these two steerings are, when the elections were held, the coalition which came into existence, no one party got a clear cut majority, and so they need to take the support of another party also and then establish. Power sharing is a unique model. It's an example that if at all different social groups are existing, it's a good way that ensures stability of political order. All problems will be resolved, all conflicts, social conflicts, economic conflicts will be resolved, violence will be reduced, there will be political stability, everyone will have right to vote, the problems of the communities will be resolved, basic amenities will be given. But how long will these parties which are giving the support to one another, is it going to be a long term? Do they have selfish motives? What happens if they withdraw the support? What will happen? And India has seen so many such instances. So that's what we can see here, the coalition which has entered here, and it undermines in the long run this kind of government. It undermines the unity of the nation. Tyranny of the majority is not only oppressive for the minority, but it is also, it brings ruin to the majority also, minority also. So majority should make laws in such a way that it is also taking into consideration minority, and everybody's problems are taken into consideration. Otherwise, if absolute power is exercised and majority is imposing its rule on the minority, it won't accept. And what we have seen in Sri Lanka is the same case. Here, Khalil's dilemma, we know that the presidential candidate and different important candidates who are chosen for elections, they are reserved. And here in this Lebanon case, if it is a democracy, in a democracy, there the success of democracy says that when the people are expressing their dissatisfaction, that is the success of democracy. And in a democracy, reservation should not be there. Presidential candidate should come from this community, prime ministerial candidate should come from this community, secretary should come from this community. Wrong. The constitution should give clear cut freedom to the people so that they can choose and elect. The first concept of a democracy is the choice. And when the community, in the people in the community are able to make a choice, then it is a success. So it should allow where the elections are held and will allow everyone to contest. No one should be barred, whatever may be the criteria. They may come from any background, social, political, economic background. Everybody should get a chance to contest. The president, no matter from whichever community he she comes from, it is a type of government which prevails in my country. The government of Lebanon also have to make a good constitution so that the country would have a good military police. This should not be reserved. There should be equality, everybody should get participation, and also mode of selection. There should be absolute freedom. On these guidelines the constitution should be made. And the government also want to ensure that rules and regulations are prescribed in the constitution are maintained properly. They should not just stick to the book, it should be implemented in practice, then only it is a success. And this image we can see here, here the greatest, can we see Putin and Bush, and this is the democracy. And here they are saying that we got to keep the reign tight, Vladimir. Reign is the rule, the period of rule. And if the big powers are sitting there in 2005, new laws were made in Russia giving more powers to the president. During the same time, US president visited Russia. We know that both are superpowers. After the Second World War, the world got divided into two power blocks. Still, for a long period, we cannot remain aloof. The world has become a global village today. And this cartoon is the relationship between the democracy and concentration of power. So the big people, the powerful people, we can say big bulls, are controlling the democracy. Then where is freedom? What will happen to the freedom? Where are the rights? Where the people should go to find their freedom? Can we find some other examples like this, where the control is in the hands of, concentration of power in the hands of few rich and powerful? We have this example in the World Trade Organization. We have this example in the international organizations, where the rich and the powerful nations of the world, they rule on others. The third world countries have to depend on the decisions of these powerful nations. So democracy should give a chance to everybody equally, equitable distribution of resources and power, so that the world develops and each one goes hand in hand towards the path of progress. So this PPT was made by Chetan Prasad, a student of my class, the boy, and I take delight in explaining and learning by doing so. Thank you so much. I'll come up with many more picture interpretations and try to simplify. All the best for your exams, children. God bless.